Once you have the parameters set up for the track that you'll be recording, you can start recording individual parts for your song. I generally like to start with recording the piano introduction to set the tone for the piece, and just as a nice reminder of where I am coming into each one of the part recordings. So we'll select our intro track here and then come up to record. Once you click this, it'll start your count in, and then as you record, the metronome will continue going audibly while you're recording on your digital keyboard. It will go like this. Once you've finished that, hit the record button again, or the pause button, and that will give you just the intro track to what you recorded. From there, we can start recording individual parts. The vocal part for this starts in measure 3, so I can click the top of measure 3, and I'm going to get a count in to that point with 4 beats before the recorder starts, like so. Pause that again, and our soprano part is recorded from measure 3. Click back to measure 3, click the alto part, and we'll record again with a 4-beat count in. Pause that again. The nice thing about this recording process using the MIDI keyboard is that if you do make a mistake, you can edit it. Say I played the last note of the alto part incorrectly, I can go up top here to my editor, the scissors, select that, and I get a piano roll representation of the notes that I played. So I can scroll through, and if that last note was incorrect, I can click it and drag it up or down for pitch, or I can drag it sideways for time. So these vertical lines here line up with the beat, and if the note starts right on the line, then the quarter note is right in time. And it even gives you subdivision, in this case down to the 16th note, to make sure that everything lines up for me. With all that being recorded, I can go back to the top and check my recording by pressing play. We'll pause that there. From here, in order to, assuming that this is the whole piece, obviously you record the whole thing. If I'd like to record a piano accompaniment underneath of it, I can do that. For the metronome track, I record with the digital keyboard muted using the low F sharp at the bottom of bass clef. That comes through as a closed hi-hat. So I'll go back to the beginning and just record one measure of metronome using that low F sharp for the hi-hat. We'll pause that. In this metronome track, still in the piano roll, I don't always get it exactly lined up. So I always go through and click and drag to make sure each quarter note lines up exactly with its corresponding beat in the subdivision. And from there, once I have that lined up, I'll select this segment, Control C to copy it, click the start of the next measure and paste that so that I get a consistent metronome track all the way through. Now, I don't want this metronome track to be as loud as the recordings, obviously. So over here on the volume bar, I normally bring it down about 6 decibels so that the metronome track is in the background of the recording for the singers so they can hear it, internalize the pulse, but also not get overwhelmed with it. Once I've created that, I make sure to unclick the GarageBand metronome, which mutes it so that the only thing you'll hear in the exported recording is your click track metronome along with the parts that you have. At this point, the project sounds like this. In the next part of the video, we'll talk about exporting your files so that your singers can access them.